with being hypersensitive, so the side that I like to call the breakdown side is when you're dramatic, anxious, and stressed and irrational, and when everything, like all the emotion get too much and you just break down. For me, like for my case, I cry, so it affects people, and especially hypersensitive people. So when you hear good music, it's just it relaxes, and when you shout at a hypersensitive people, be sure that in like 10 or 15 minutes they're gonna break down. It's something beautiful. For example, you're in a forest, you hear the wind blowing and you smell that are crying, don't judge them. Or if you're gonna say something and just so burst out laughing, don't judge them. And that's all. So questions?
I didn't understand how can the time affect you.
I mean, for example, I'm doing something and then I realize that I only have 5 minutes left or something, so I stress and get anxious, and I don't know, like I wanted really to reflect all the emotions that a hypersensitive person can feel through all the ways.
Can you give us advices? For example, I'm also a hypersensitive person. So can you give me advices to don't cry every day?
But you can just think of what goes on in your mind, and like I don't know, represent it is something really creative and everything.
Group 1, Group 2, come on. We're just moving, chairs, okay? And I would like to make it as a debate, okay? 2, 7, okay? And so you justify, okay? And you give arguments as regards with which one you choose and why, okay? Ready?
Because I think it's interesting to talk about Shakespeare's lives. And
I also think that Shakespeare history is interesting, but I think it's more important to talk about sequence 2, Handle with Care, because it talks about nature, fiction, and pollution.
It's an important topic, but for me, we should start by the topic dystopia, which is kind of in a relation with the topic 2.
The best sequence to choose because I think we can talk about the different perspective of the futuristic theme, and for final project I think that we can do a real life scenario